This is my fourth and final part of my road trip around Cornwall, Dorset and Devon. If you've missed it, this is what's happened so far. Well, it's still a bit dark, you might not be able to see me, but hopefully you can hear me. It is a bit windy this morning. I am at the world famous Durdle Door for sunrise. Bit of a rush, look at this. How many photographers do you think I'm going to see down on the beach? Surprisingly, you do actually get a mobile signal down here, depending on which network you're with. So I just checked, this is 10 minutes away from the highest tide. So that's all good. I'm not about to become stranded. So as I was saying, I wanted to park up at Durdle Door car park, but when I got there, the gate was closed. I actually ended up parking at Lulworth Cove and then walking around a mile on the Clifftop, leading up from the car park. That is one steep hill. But luckily I allowed myself enough time. I was an hour and a half before sunrise, but I am here at a very special time of the year. Fingers crossed, if I get a clear sunrise, the sun will rise in the arch of Durdle Door. I'm not 100% convinced that I'm going to get a photograph of the sun in the arch. I mean, from here, the arch is pretty minimal. And there are some other photographers here cleaning up the beach for me. Thank you very much for that. I'm going to set up my camera. Whoa, the waves. Stop, stop. Oh, that's a big wave. Look at that. I'm doing my first test shot. 3 stops, soft edge grad, and a 10-stop filter, f8. ISO 200. At the moment, this is just a test. There are loads of clouds, some interest in the sky, so I'd like to get some dragging skies. Sure, the rock itself is going to be very dark, but because it's a recognisable subject with the arch in it, I think that will work fine. What a beautiful scene. The clouds are actually moving quite quickly, so that dragging sky looks frigging awesome. Going to do another one, 2-minute exposure. So this time f8. I like to use f8 because any dust spots on the sensor and the filter, they're a lot less likely to end up in the image. When you start to go f11, f16, you see a lot more dirt. Sea spray, you know, the wind is coming this direction. So let me talk you through my long-term plan here. When the sun comes up, if the sun is peaking around here, my settings, when you're shooting into the sun, I try to remove as many filters as possible, simply because you get flare, and any dirt at all on your filters is emphasized. They're exaggerated when you're shooting into the sun. F16, and the reason for that is you'll get the starburst from the sun. Now, this won't work if you just have the sun up in the sky, but when the sun is just poking around the edge of your subject, that's when you get that awesome looking starburst. Now, the quality of the starburst is based upon your lens and the aperture blades. I know from experience that the Canon 16-35 gives you very, very nice results for a starburst. Do some twilight shots, take some photographs in the street where you've got the street lights. Stop your lens down to f16 and see what the quality of your lens is like at f16. I was talking, I've overexposed it again. Ah! I might just get it. Right, I can't film and take these photographs at the same time. It's happening way too quick, but you can see it's happening.
Everybody prays to God by different names. Tell me your version, you don't have to play it down or fake it. Don't give me that bullshit. Driving in the parking lot in the shadies with counterfeit leather, looking like a circus clown, going crazy when we are together. Heaven don't play like violence. I've been up over mountains. You're not a book that I read, but I know how you love me.
The sun has disappeared for now. It's constantly on the move, as you might expect, so it's a bit of a rush. Everybody was just shuffling along. This gentleman's doing a time lapse behind me, so I'll try not to get in this shot. But yeah, I've got some shots I'm happy with the sun, f16 in the arch. I didn't even think I was going to get that, so that is happy with that. That was awesome. The sun's up a bit too high now to carry on taking photographs of it. It's very, very contrasty. But look at this, just look at that. See, the problem with shooting backlit subjects with, say, f16 starburst, if the sun is not in a clear blue sky, as soon as the sun hits clouds, then the light source becomes much bigger and the starburst doesn't work. So at the moment, you've got some clouds on the horizon ruining that. I came here about 6 or 7 years ago. I'll put up the photograph I took of this 6 or 7 years ago. I did re-edit it recently, but essentially that photograph was taken from up there, which I'll now take you to so you can see that other vantage point. So I'm going to go up to the top of the cliff and just assess what the wind conditions are like and see whether or not I should fly my drone. Now, I've done my research. The flight maps say that you can fly here, okay, but you can't fly at Lulworth. The gentleman who was standing next to me doing a time lapse is actually a drone pilot, so he said, oh, that's because there's a military base nearby. That's why you're not supposed to fly near Lulworth Cove.
The stars in silhouettes, a great exhibition. Even if the fates are wrong or innocent, we all wanna listen, but it doesn't pay to wait for so long on just a reflection. If you wanna catch a stake in the answers, then ask me the questions. Heaven don't play like violence. I've been up over mountains. You're not a book that I read, but I know how you love me because of you.
Alright, so if you've never been down here, you've probably seen loads of photographs of Durdle Door before, but not a lot of people know quite a lot of energy to get down here. So let me show you the stairs. So I've ventured up to the top of the cliffs where the vantage point of this photograph here was taken. And this location, obviously I'm here at sunrise. You can't do that shot at sunrise. You need to be here for sunset, and it will vary depending upon the seasons, but I'll turn the camera around. It's super bright. But as you can see, it's pretty safe. You don't need to go too close to the edge. There's even a worn out patch where photographers put their tripods and everything. So obviously if you're coming here in the dark, don't be stupid. Don't go near the edge. And in terms of compositions, this walk continues to go on and on and on. So you could See at the top of the peak up there? The people at the top of the peak there, that's another vantage point. Just gonna need a longer lens. So depending on how wide you want your shot to be and the perspective and everything, you've got infinite amounts of compositions back that way. So according to the internet, if you come here in December and January, you can get a photograph with the sun coming up through the arch. Otherwise, this location is much easier to shoot at sunset. Next up, I'm going to take you along the coastal walk back towards Lulworth Cove. I had to put my headphones in. I needed a bit of motivational music to get me up that hill. Once you get to the top of the hill from Durdle Door, so that's the path that leads you down to Durdle Door. That's the car park for Durdle Door. I would say, try to see if you can park at Durdle Door first of all. If the gates are locked, park at Lulworth Cove. You're gonna have to walk a mile. Wow, I look like Wolverine. I don't know if this is ever gonna go down. Anyway, so walking from Durdle Door to Lulworth Cove, which is over there, the walk behind me, the Clifftop walk, is actually easy hills. It's when you get close to Lulworth Cove and Durdle Door, that's when everything gets really, really steep. So between here and the car park, that's the mega hill. And then Durdle Door up to the car park again. So if you want to get to Durdle Door and Lulworth Cove, there's no escaping. You're gonna have to go up some steep hills. Oh, it's good to be free of all of my camera gear. Damn, that stuff is heavy. Okay, so let's give you a quick tour of Lulworth Cove. Car park's just up there. So you've got just a 2 or 3 minute walk down this road. You've got a few pubs and cafes along the way. And then the beach is at the bottom there. This is where I'm taking you to. I'm taking you to the actual cove itself. So I've left all of my camera gear in the car because I'm not going to take any photographs. The sun's been up for, what, 3 hours now? Not a good time to be taking photographs. But I did come here last summer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut in some of the video footage from last summer so that I can show you all of the different vantage points, because there's a lot of walking to do here if you want to. Okay, so the first vantage point, if you follow these paths up, that will take you all the way up to the top ridge up there, and I'll show you what that looks like now. Oh, it's like time travel, this, isn't it? So from the first peak, which will be that'll be the western side of the cove, head on down some steps and you'll make your way down to the beach. And this is what the beach looks like in the winter. Let's do a bit of time travel. Let's go to the summer. Not so many people down here in the winter. It still attracts some people in the winter. But when you compare that to summer, man, this is a busy place. If you scale up this small cliff here, around the corner there is quite a good looking rock formation that would work well as a long exposure. I'll cut to that now. Hi, Ben in the winter here. And so what I say is, rather than me walking all the way around, because that's a long way, I'm going to show you what the view looks like if you walk all the way around the cove, up the steps which are around there, and then all the way to the top of that cliff over there. I'll show you what that looks like now. So this is Lulworth Cove. Beautiful touristy location, but from a photography perspective, there's a reason I went to Durdle Door at sunrise and not here, because I think Durdle Door is more photogenic. But if you're looking to have a nice day out with the family, go for an ice cream and things, you need to be coming to Lulworth Cove, because Durdle Door has got nothing. No toilets, no cafes, no pubs, no food. It's just a rock on a beach. Well, sadly, that's the end of my tour of Dorset and Devon. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.